Yes. But that's it, Deco. Like, when I first started playing, like, I was playing with a few, like, decent people, and I said, during the round, I said, if there's any little tips you can give us, you know what I mean? Just like, I can take criticism. So after my first shot, one of the blokes took us to one side. He said, look, you're standing too close to the ball after you've hit it. I said, all right, cheers, mate. So I've always took that one into account, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Yanks say that, don't they? Yes, the King of the North's in. Big up, King. Nice to see you in here, fella. Some big names in here, people. All the big hitters. Big up, BBB. BBB. Let's get this straight now, yeah. We'll tidy this up because I've seen Fighting Irishes. I've seen a few of his lives lately, and No Fly Me to the Moon's had a few mentions on there because let's get this right. I mean, people can go wherever they want. There's a massive division at the minute. There's a big divide happening at the minute with channels. But I don't myself, and I know Dave and Jim and Daryl. We don't want any part of that. You know what I mean? So anyone can go in anyone's chat. And I've heard Fighting Irish saying that he he doesn't come in. He won't come in the chats because he doesn't want any negativity. Any negativity from our channel, which I understand. Like, I totally respect that. And if you're watching Fighting Irish, big up, mate. I know where you're coming from there. It's not ideal, is it? It's not an ideal situation, but respect the Fighting Irish. See, I see a few smiley faces in the chat here. I'm missing the jokes, but I'm going to put the link out in a minute as well. Anyone who wants to jump on, and what we're going to do today, right? So I went to Tesco there before, so it's just to get a few supplies in, yeah. And has anybody bought a Sunday paper like recently? Like they don't even. I mean, News of the World finished years ago, didn't it? News of the World was very popular on a Sunday, and I said on Dave's live this morning that because nobody seems to. Well, I definitely don't know what's going on in the world. I haven't got a clue. I don't watch the news. Don't even watch the local news. So I'm out. I haven't got a clue what goes on. So what I said, I'll buy a Sunday paper and we'll just go through a few pages, see what's going on in the world, and like react to it. But honestly, I nearly had a heart attack when I went to the till. Does anybody know how much a Sunday paper is now? Anyone in the chat who's bought a Sunday paper? Or if you haven't, put in the chat how much you think. It's the Sunday People. It's got a little supplement in it. Put in the chat how much you think the Sunday paper is now. I'm assuming they're all the same all over the country, the same price. But this is in the northeast. Nikki hasn't got a clue. Anyone who just popped in and I've missed you out. Sorry guys, I will catch up. Genghis, pick up, mate. At least to see you in here, brother. There's the first guest there, Genghis, £2. See, this is the Scottish. This is when you know Pandego's Scottish look. Anything for free. We'll get back to the golf thing later on, Deco. I'll show you my sticks. I do want to get back into the golf this year, actually, and funnily enough, remind me on later on about golf because tomorrow got something big coming up tomorrow, and I know you're all going to enjoy it. Yeah, Chris Chris is a good example actually, because he's been there, you know. He's been right in the thick of it, and Chris has proper impressed me over the last few weeks. How chilled out he is now on when he goes on lives and stuff. See, another Scottish one who won't buy newspaper, gets it all online. I have tried to read the local paper online, but you get that many bloody pop-ups and shit. Isn't it, G? I'm not saying right that we won't talk about stuff that's gone on other channels. We can talk about it. I just can't bother getting involved in it all, you know. But anyone who's got an opinion, I follow and read the local court list. Crazy behaviour there. It's probably my old laptop, you know, that was why I can't read it properly online, because that many viruses on it, you know, pop-ups all over. Dave, so we've had two guesses I've seen, £2 and £1.80. Let me tell you, well, I follow £1.40, £2.20. £2.20 for a newspaper. Say the last time I bought a Sunday newspaper was the News of the World, and honestly, no word of a lie, I think it was about 80 pence or 70 pence. When it said £2.20, oh, Jesus Christ, £2.20. No, I'm not even joking, man. So God knows how much a daily paper is. Can anyone see that? £2.20. It's not even. I mean, let's have a look. You get your little supplement in there, Slimming World, which probably come in handy. I'll keep that one. And then you get a daft little flimsy Sunday magazine, which is all just full of bloody adverts and crap anyway. £2.20, man. What a rip-off. We'll have a closer look at that paper in a bit, though. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, for £2.20, I'm going to read every single word. Let me tell you. I'm still waiting on a new tablet, by the way, people, so slightly different today. I've got this, Mrs. Moon bought me it. It's still got the wrapper on. It's still actually got part of the wrapper on. It's like one of these, you know what holds your phone? And it's got like an arm that moves about and wherever, and it's got a light on it. Quite handy, actually. You just clip it onto your desk or wherever it is. Yes, man, we have a first here for the channel, people.
Good afternoon. How
Get
are you,
in there, Raver.
You good, my man?
Great, Chris. Great, mate. Nice to have you in here, mate. It's the first time, you know. We've been talking.
I know, mate. I keep, do you know, the notifications, I keep forgetting you've got to hit the notification button. So I'm getting used to that now. Like I was saying in the chat, I wouldn't bring up any of my arguments with somebody else on another channel, and I wouldn't expect anyone any different. So I wouldn't come on here and talk about that. I'm just coming on to ask you how you are, and I hope you and Mrs. Moon are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I was on.
Yeah, well,
I was on Siege Levels, man. Getting shit.
Like,
I was
like I say, Chris, we can't talk about it because I mean, there's loads to talk about, isn't there? But it's absolutely like nuts at the minute. Woke up this morning and everyone's gone nuts.
No, we need to take a self pill, don't we, man? I'm the same. Sometimes I can be too animated and speak my mind, and sometimes you're better just keeping your thoughts to yourself when you I'm not helping myself.
So what's a Sunday like for you, Chris?
I'm trying to be more toned down.
What's a Sunday like for you then, Chris? Is it just like any other day, or is a Sunday like?
I was up to 5 last night, man.
Yeah. See, you're on. Were you on? You spent a bit of time on Mark's channel last night, didn't you?
Mark's, that was a good live. We had a good laugh, and then I was on Hungries as well. Chrissy Bricks, and we had a good blare, man, right up until about 5 in the morning.
Yeah, thingy.
Just normal
Mark
stuff,
but two of my favourite people on here. Mark and Scouse are like the proper chilled out, aren't they?
Aye, Mark's brilliant, man. Do you know, at the beginning as well, I didn't, because I was steaming in all the time, I was seeing everybody as hostile, because I was thinking, like, everybody's going to go against me, but then I realised, man, I've met some amazing people here, man.
Yeah, I think you were on with, wasn't Gambino on there as well for quite a while?
Oh, Miss Gambino, she came on as well, that was amazing. Aye. I love Miss Gambino, so I think she's cracking.
It's nice to see her just like being herself type of thing, innit? I think there is a self chilled out, isn't it?
Aye, and it's not that. Miss Gambino's that'll give her a wee day out, man. I mean, a wee bit of escapism for the daily grind, innit? I've been no well, sitting in the house all day. Do you know what I mean? So we should encourage that, man, and help him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't like to see Matty leave or anything, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't blame him either. I wouldn't blame him in the same hand, because sometimes it can be stressful, can't it? I just feel bad for it all, man, on both sides, because I like Expo as well. You know what I mean? It's not as if I don't like Expo a day. You know what I mean? I just, it's madness. It's crazy.
That's the thing, the division, like the divide, you know, we don't need it, do we? Like, it's not good. It's not doing anyone any favours when there's any division, you know what I mean?
That's it, man. The current affairs now, it's like your paper there, holding the paper up. You know what I mean? That just explains it all. You know what I mean? See, when you look at that paper, you're like, we should be all sticking together now, man. We're all at each other's throats on this. You know what I mean? It's crazy times we're living.
Can you believe £2.20 for a Sunday paper?
That is absolutely shocking, mate. How can they? Do you know I was £20 there for a 30 gram of tobacco? And do you know I was off the fags, but over Christmas I wasn't getting a shit. No, eating what I wanted, obviously enjoying myself. You know what I mean? I'm not going to. You know what I mean? I can't be. You know what I mean? Live without any sin. You need some sin now and again. So, a wee bit of tobacco, man, alcohol, but man, that's costing me a fortune, man.
Did you just say £20 for 30 grams there?
Aye, 20 quid, mate, to a spa.
Right.
1995 or something. Just break a score, mate. Aye, more or less. Aye. You know what I mean? I was like, what?
Yeah, that's like, I mean, I still haven't worked out what the government's trying to do about cigarettes, because we all know that they make a lot of money from the tax, don't they, off cigarettes. I mean, they make crazy amounts of money off cigarettes, but at the same time, they publicise that they want you to stop, and the NHS does everything to try and make you stop, and they've put the prices right up, but I don't know, I still haven't worked out what they're trying to do about smoking, you know what I mean? But I think a lot of people, if you looked at the figures, I bet there's a lot of people like packed in, you know what I mean?
Aye. See, to be honest, the way I see it is, you don't want another generation going down the way we did with smoking and stuff, you know what I mean? So it is a good thing that they're trying to be more, you know what I mean, like covering it. Back in your day, remember you used to walk down the street, you see billboards with like cigarettes on it and stuff, you know what I mean? And now you don't see that, so that's a good thing.
All the big, like snooker, darts, they were all sponsored by cigarette companies, weren't they? The snooker embassy and even the Formula One, they packed it all in on that, didn't they? That was all.
Remember going into a pool hall back in the day, man? It'd be covered in smoke. Everybody smoking. Back in the 80s, 90s, everyone on TV would have a fag hanging at them, wouldn't they?
You know what? You know, you watch, right? Chrissy, right? I'm pretty sure, because I've got a good memory, right? I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, a few weeks ago, did you watch Roger Cook? Did you say you watched I've started watching all them. How mad are them?
Mate, how funny are they? They're hilarious, bro, aren't they?
Have you seen
Mates'
some of the
disguises?
disguises? What about his disguises?
Bro, I was peeing myself. I was like, is this guy for real? See the hot dog balls, man, the sausage hot dog?
Yeah,
Oh my
I've
God,
watched them
mate.
all, man. I watched
That
them
was
all. You know
hilarious.
when you. So how did you
Me and
get
my
onto
mum.
that? Were you just flicking through recommended and it popped
Aye.
up? Or...
And it just popped up, man. I was like, this is what this feels. I know what I was thinking, and I was resonating with YouTube. And I was like, this is like hot dog sausage wars, and a big sausage fest. Everybody all arguing. Oh, man.
Oh man, to make you laugh. Anyone who hasn't seen any of that Roger Cook, if they're too young for
Aye.
it,
You need
go and
to
have
tune
a
it in.
watch. That was
It's,
like what? What was he?
that
Was
was
a
cutting edge.
journalist, wasn't he? He was a journalist, wasn't he? Like an undercover.
That was cutting edge back then. And now, man, we're looking back on it, man. You're like, the disguises, what was it all about?
But
big,
if
big
you watch it
eyebrows and
though,
the big nose.
Chris, he was
Oh, man.
that went on for something like 13 series, as you know.
I know,
So
mate.
he
That
was
was it.
on all the time.
He was brave as fuck, but man, he went and done all the money lenders in Glasgow and Greenock and all that in Paisley. And he fully did. There's one I watched that. And these money lenders were bastards, but back then they were taking like all the people's gyros after them in the area. Aye, and
Oh, yeah, honestly,
the money
he
lenders.
covered
And
he covered everything. I think the last one I watched was
mhm.
oh, it was only the other night as well. I can't remember now, but he covers everything.
Oh, Everton. Do you know he even went to he went to Spain and see when all them were on the run for that big Matt Sprink robbery. He might even try to expose all them. What's his name? What's his name again? His son was
Kenny
in EastEnders.
Kenny Noy,
Uh,
Kenny Noy, or was it Kenny
it
Noy?
was Kenny Noy, but see who was the hitman for the crazy, and his son's he's an actor, and he was in EastEnders. Do you know who I'm talking about? What's his
Oh,
name?
my mind's
And he
gone
worked for the
blank.
crazy. He got rid of. He was meant to allegedly he got rid of a big Frankie, big mad
Right,
Frank for
Mo.
the crazy.
Yes,
Oh, what's that?
Davey.
Yes, I just thought I'd pop in and give you this like quick hello. Because obviously I went on Daryl, so I thought I'd come and show you some support as well.
Get in there,
Oh,
son.
You
definitely,
all right,
man. I've
mate?
not
Chris,
You
activated
all right, man, Chris?
notifications.
this is Davey 90. Chris, he's from Middlesbrough, up the borough, apart from
Oh,
yesterday, mate.
yeah, man.
Aye,
Big up the Middlesbrough boys.
I was on Daryl's panel with him. If you remembers, on Daryl's the other night.
Yeah, I seen you, mate. I
Oh,
seen
aye.
you. Yeah,
So
big
Aye.
up,
I
mate.
thought I'd pop in and give you a quick hello on that. You know what I mean? Show some support.
Good
That's
stuff,
the
man.
one, fella. Big up the Teesside posse, mate.
I've just knocked my
Aye.
dinner, so I'm
Sunderland
about to
boys.
go and just chill on the couch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Oh,
listening, bro. You listening, man. Hey, there's a
Aye,
lot of
aye.
Borough fans.
So I thought I'd
There's
just pop
quite a
in
few
anyway and pay
Borough.
my respect.
Respect, mate.
Come on, bro.
Respect.
Catch you later, bro. Ta-ra, ta-ra.
Yeah,
see you
nice one,
later.
Davey,
See you
lad.
later, Davey. Have a nice day, man. Aye, do you know, I missed them when, see, back in the day, like when I used to go to the raves, see the Middlesbrough and the Newcastle, the town, they hated each other at Judgment Day. We used to go to a rave down Newcastle and they used to hate each other, man. See, after the games, it was some laugh because you'd see them all arguing and fighting and all that. It was some laugh, mate.
Yeah.
The Sun,
So,
hate
when
each
you were
other.
at the raves, when you were doing the raves, Chris,
Yeah.
what was the trouble there, or because you
No, not really.
know?
It was just, but it was after the football. Like if there was a big game, you'd see a wee bit of trouble. But that was it. But nah, man, it was all good, man. Everybody cuddling. It was good times, mate. Know what I mean? Amazing. Know what I mean?
Yeah, because
Oh,
you
miss
know,
these
I
days.
was thinking the other day. I thought if I get Chris on,
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you how you got into it all. You know, because nobody's really
Yeah,
like asked you how you got into it all. So,
true.
when
I
did
know
you?
because that's what I was going to do. Aye,
So
that's a good shout, mate.
when did you get your first decks?
Right, well, my first set of decks, right, it was off a guy. He was my pal's dad, and he came across a set of decks, and they were going for sale, and it was a set of belt-driven Newmarks, and it was back in what 1992, 93 maybe, and I got them, man, and these things, right, they were purple Newmark, but they came with, do you know, they were actually ahead of their time because they came with monitors, and see now we use the monitors. Do you know what I mean? You have to buy separately. It costs you a lot of money. But these ones
Yeah,
came with a set of monitors, but they were belt driven. So let's see the motor in them. You really
right.
had to know how to use them. You had to know how to spin, not speed it up, slow it down, and It's not like now, man. It's all done digitally in front of you. Do you know what I mean? It was a task.
So when you
But
got
I'll tell you,
them, did you already know a little bit about decks, or did you just
yeah,
learn yourself and everything?
I missed something out there because when we were younger, we didn't have a lot of money, right? We came for the housing schemes, right? So what we used to do is get normal turntables, right? That didn't have pitch on them. But what we'd do is we'd cut the housing, like you'd find a bit on the deck where the screw is. It was my big mate that showed me how to do this. He's quite a successful producer now in techno and that. And we used to cut the housing out so we could find the screw to pitch it up and down, so we could speed it up and speed it down. But we'd have to use screwdrivers. We'd have to
Oh,
use,
yeah.
I kid you not, because we were that poor, mate. We're all young boys, no? But we were buying the records and stuff and trying to keep up with it. We didn't have the money for the 1210s because the Technics cost a lot of money, man. That was like, you need big bucks for that back then. But we found a way to do it, and we used to do it with the screwdrivers. Aye, man. And before that, but was even tapes. We'd like put tapes together. Mark was talking about that last night. He'd get two tapes together and make like a mix out of them. And back then you could cut the tapes.
How old are you, Chris?
It's me, 44 now. Aye, 44.
Yeah, I've got a few years on you, like, but I can remember all the rave scene in Middlesbrough. There was a thing called Butterloggy. Have you ever heard of that? Butterloggy?
No, didn't know about After Dark. I went there.
When you get a minute, have a look on for Butterloggy. It was back in the days of Lee Duffy and.
Right, was it? I knew there was a lot of hard boys that went, know what I mean? Because we all came down, but they loved us. We get some reception, they loved us down there. See, the Scottish boys, man, they loved us, man. They took us in, know what I mean? Brand new to them, man. Used to have some laugh. I still keep in contact with some of them on Facebook, know what I mean? The Newcastle ones. Bass Generator, Techno Trance, that. They're good boys, man. They represented the Newcastle and that. And North East have some, they're ravers, man. Heavy ravers, bro. Brilliant. Do you know, I had more fun with the North East than I did, and this is saying something, than the London ones, and there was more London. See, when you went to London, like Helter Skelter or Dreamscape, or the big ones, you had more of a companionship with the North East than I did when I went all the way down, for some reason. I think it's just because it's that big, but the North East was just, more fun. You know what I mean? It was just.
I'll be honest, I was never a raver. I've never been into rave music and that, to be honest. But I can remember the scene though when back in the day.
You must have been thinking, why is everybody who hated each other or falling in love with each other, man, or cuddling each other? That's the way I was. I was like, man, this is crazy. It brought us, it brought us all together, man. It did.
Yeah, did like.
You know what I mean? We need something like that again, a movement or something.
Do you think it'll ever get back as big as it was? Like, do you think it'll make a comeback? Or?
Well, see, in Scotland, bro, right? It's got big, right? I would say big for seeing Glasgow. I mean, my mate runs a successful businessman in it, man, and he gets a lot of big, massive DJs from all around the world coming to his events. But there's something missing. There's just something missing for it. It's like dead generic now. It was more underground then. It's went that, but I preferred the underground scene more, where it was smaller events and just a good group of people. See, when there's too many people who don't understand. They're just gone because they got a ticket off a pal, or you know what I mean. They'll try to show off because they've got a brand new earring, or you know what I mean, and they'll try to show off their nice girlfriend and the tattoos and all that. It's changed. But back then, you know what I mean, we were real ravers, man. We were just for the music. But a lot of them now are just there for the show. You know what I mean?
It's like when you go through like a stage like that, when it first comes out raving, and it's brilliant. You don't realise how good it is at the time, do you? Until like years later, when they try and bring it back, and it's never ever the same, is it?
Well, funny you saying that as well. Let's see, it was dying in Scotland. See, around about when I get into it, it was actually because I caught the tail end of it really. Because it was big, it was Acid House. It all started from in the fields and all that. You know what I mean? And then Tim, what's happening, my man? Big up the Leeds boys.
Me, all right?
Yes, Tim. How are you doing? Tim was a raver, weren't you, Tim? Tim, you were a raver.
Back in the day, yeah. Bloody everywhere I went round Britain. Every rave going.
Oh well, Chris, Tim will know more about what you're talking about
Tim,
than
did
me.
you go to Club Kinetic? Was that not doing Leeds, I think? Club Kinetic, no.
No, I'm not actually from Leeds, look.
I'm just smoking, so I'm going to come off camera.
Yeah, me too as well. I'm just having a quick ciggy, but so camera on. Yeah, Tim. So you were a raver, were you, Tim?
Yeah, I went through a lot. I did. Can't remember a lot of it, like, you know.
That's how
you know you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's how we know you enjoyed it. Exactly, mate. But
do you know how it's changed days, man? It's like, oh, it was such a good feeling, man. Just everybody putting all anger aside, coming together. 10 minutes, it was just, oh.
Yeah, that's what it was all about. When there was no trouble or nothing, it was just everybody on the same wavelength, right?
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, you could get it mixed up, you know what I mean, with the football at times. But after that, the football, even all the football fans, we all came together. It was one of the things.
Well, you know what? You know what else has died? The nightclubs died. The nightclub in general. And remember the nightclubs where you used to just go after when the pubs closed. You all went, didn't you? And you had a dance, and then you had an hour smooching where you picked which lass you wanted, and you went and had a dance like for an hour, and then and everyone got kicked out. There's no nightclubs like that anymore, is there?
No, and funny you saying that as well. The Archies has been shut down in Glasgow, which that brought people that had Judge Jules, you name it, the biggest DJs in the world played there, and they've shut it down. You know what I mean? And they moved us all away to the fields, put us in all the clubs and the pubs, turned us up into piss heads, and then they shut down all the clubs.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I think COVID didn't help, but I think it was dead before COVID, even the nightclub scene,
it was going that way.
But
definitely, man.
Also, the pubs, I think when they started letting the pubs open till late as well, though, didn't they? Like the 2 or 3 o'clocks getting kicked out of a pub, so there was no need for nightclubs.
Even the social clubs, they were good back in the day. Like, I mean, they were cheap as well, like, but they're all closed now.
Social places,
like the working men's clubs, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember you used to go in there and like what was like £1 a pint or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we used to have discos that in them. So we did do a bit, man.
I think in the northeast, because I think the northeast is famous for its working men's clubs. With all in the mining villages and all that. And
it's like that in Ayrshire.
Somewhere for them to go when they've been down the mines and all that. They go in, wouldn't they? Just imagine them. But there is still working men's clubs. There's one down the road from me now, but it's dead posh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we used to go before we went to the nightclub, look, because it was that cheap, and then we'd go in there till 11 and then end up in the nightclub then.
And they'd have like snooker tables in there, full-size snooker tables, and
snooker table, pool tables, diddlers, everything.
We had the unemployed club, so it was like the last chance, man. We all used to go there, man.
Unemployed club.
Chris, Howlerhead says, do you remember Pure from Edinburgh?
Pure? It was a fair day, aye. I've heard of it. I never went, no. That was more like a house, was it not, Howlerhead, if I'm right? The Pure nights. I did go to in Edinburgh, obviously the Royal Highland Centre. You know what I mean? I went there regular, man. That was Resurrection. And that was Scotland's biggest. In fact, that's probably the biggest rave in Britain at one time. We were pulling in big crowds, man.
Ooh, there's Brian Peace coming in with the glitter ball shout there. You won't see many glitter balls about now.
I used to have one in my room. The old glitter balls, but they're cool, man. All you need is a light and a glitter ball, man. You've got a disco going in your room, haven't you? Back in.
That's what I meant to ask you, Chris. I bet your next door neighbour's pleased that you don't do many raves now in your room, is he?
Aye. That's how I've got to. That's how you only see me doing it and again. I wish I could do it all the time for you all, man. When I'm on, but I can't. You know what I mean? I've got to have respect for my neighbours. You know what I mean? Because I live in a nice bit. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do that to my neighbours. But at the same time, I've got to practice, man. I've got to practice if I'm doing it. So I try and do it through the day. You know what I mean? If I can. But the new, man, I'm just having problems with my Mac, man. It keeps failing me, man. My hard drive, too many tunes on it, bro. Packing. But But I'm going to get somebody to take the hard drive out it and retrieve all the music.
Get in there.
I could probably do it
2-all, sorry, 2-all now.
2-all, is it?
Yeah.
It's a 2011 model. That's what it is, and it's starting to fail. See if I put an SSD in it, but because I've put my own RAM in it, I put it right up to 16 gig RAM. So see if I put my own SSD, it would work much more efficient and still be able to, you know what I mean, and put a backup hard drive along with the music, and that's what I've done wrong.
Here's a question for you as well, Chris. So all the big DJs, right? You know, they always have a pair of earphones hanging around the neck, headphones.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's just a habit that they pick one up, you know, put it in the ear for a second, you know, because surely how the hell can they hear anything with everything else going on?
Right.
It's a habit, isn't it?
You need monitors. Yeah, you need monitors. That's why we have these, look. See them? That's why you have these, the monitors, because you've got to, because there's a time delay. See, when you're playing in a live club, you'll always see that the DJ booth will have its own speakers that the DJ can hear straight there, because there's a wee bit of a delay. Mm-hmm. So the PA system, the front of house, they run the front of house. So then, when the DJ's got a set of monitors, it's much better. And see if the monitors aren't working right, that's when you hear bad DJ. You need the monitors working right. See, it's a lot of technical stuff behind it all. People think it's just, you can just jump on. It's not. You know what I mean?
There's a lot involved in there. There's a lot involved in all that.
It's all man made in the house, right? But see, man, you're out and hit there on a stage. I have done the O2 Arena. I done that at 2006, 2007 at New Year's Eve for my friend.
Wow.
And aye, man, that was quite an
There's
experience.
one place I'd like to go, is that Neverland.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But I'm getting too old, man. See, my body's failing me, man, but I still want to go and still get large, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It does look amazing, that does it. I mean, the last couple of years they haven't had it because of the COVID, but
especially over there, it's like massive.
Completely
That's
different.
What we're missing out on.
The DJs there are unbelievable.
Chris, if you had £1,000, right, and you had to spend it on something to do with your decks or whatever, what would you spend it on now?
Oh, probably upgrade the hard drives on my SSD and that defos, bro. Aye, it would be for my SSD drive and get that up and running again. So
that's crazy. That's crazy because 20 years ago, if I asked you that question 20 years ago, it would be totally different, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be anything to do with hard drives, would it?
Nah, they'd be hard drugs, class A's, mate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But no, man, I'm just trying to get my. But see, that's what I'm using now. This isn't. See, this machine here. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah. Let's put it on big. Let's have a look at it, Chris. I'll put it on big screen. Show what you've got.
I'll show you when it lights up, right? Right. This is a standalone controller. Now, the thing about this is it doesn't need a computer. All it needs is you need a computer to put the music onto this, right? This is the way it is now. Rather than using records and humping about records and all that, so we use these now, right? So it's even jump for CDs.
That's the one, Tomorrow's World.
Aye, and see, this is a good unit for that reason, because I don't need a computer with it. It's standalone, so I don't need to hump a computer with me everywhere I go with this. The thing is, the one I've got in the room's it's got more features on it. It's got 8 pads on it now. This has got 4 pads.
Yeah.
See the 4? The one in the room I've got, right? It's got 8 pads at the bottom. It does a lot more. It's bigger platters. See these platters? These we call them platters, right? That's so we can manipulate the. See, do you know? Imagine a record, right? But it's been digitised and put through the software, and then you can, rather than doing it on a vinyl deck, right? That's a vinyl deck there. You do it through that and manipulate it, so you can speed it up, slow it down. And the thing is that you couldn't do with them is you can time stretch it. So you can time stretch it, and you can do all sorts of tricks and make it sound. I mean, these.
I can imagine you, Moon, being a DJ.
Can you? You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the DJ voice,
DJ
man.
Moon.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I talk about DJs, if you say DJ to me, right, what comes to mind is like Jeremy Healy and
Old school.
You know, Boy George. You know, that's the scene that I was into.
Good DJ.
that was the scene that I was into. You know what I mean? All the
You can always up your
dance.
game, no Moon. You can always up it, can you?
Yeah, I suppose it's still going on.
I got to jump off anyway. I'll catch you all later.
Yeah, latest.
All right, nice one.
Cheers,
Ta-da.
bro. Cheers, mate.
I don't want to bore you, man, with all the technical stuff about DJing.
No, I'm interested. It's just like you see all them buttons and all them knobs on there. Do you know what all of them do? Do you need all of them? That's what
I'm
gets
still
me.
learning. I do know what most of them do, right? But to be fair, I'm still learning, because what I'm doing wrong, right, is my preparation. See, I shouldn't be losing nearly 750,000 tunes. I should be that professional. When I was transferring the tunes, I should have been professional about it, but I wasn't. I was being lazy. See, but it's a graft, mate. It's a graft. Preparing your tunes now is the thing. It's preparing your records beforehand, analysing them right, putting it through the system right, so then it makes it easier for when you're doing it live. But do you know the thing is, they have sync buttons on them, right, Mr. Moon, and see if you hit them. Empty can do it. I could bring you up to my flat, right, and say, go on the decks, hit the sync buttons, and you could have fun with the crossfader and make it look as if you're DJing. Do you know what I mean? And
So
I don't like that.
when you go to do a set, have you got that set already planned out, or do you just play it off cuff like?
Recently, I'll be honest with you, the sets I've done online, I've only prepared two. I prepared two. I prepared one of the Gabba ones, and I prepared one of the hardstyle one, one of the trance ones. That was it. The other ones I just bought them on
Do you
because
think the
I've
big
known the
DJs
records.
have it all? Do the big DJs though, when they do the sets, are they all worked out? Are they?
Preparation, mate. I mean, you can do it for your phone now. You can actually set it up through their cloud, through the Pioneer cloud and all that. Pioneers took right over the market, mate. They've transformed the DJ scene. But then Denon's coming up. Now, see Denon, I don't know if you've heard of the company Denon. They used to make hi-fis.
Yeah, they make good like stereos and that, don't they? I remember back in the day. They've been about
Really
a
good
while then.
quality, really good quality equipment, and they've come out with like, some really nice stuff recently. And I'm actually getting tempted to go the Denon way, but Pioneer just does what it says in the tin, really. You know what I mean with the Pioneer? You know, it's industry standard. You know what I mean these days? It's industry standard, and if you know how to use, they set up these controllers right to learn you. So then, if I do go out playing outside, that it's easier for me to use the CDJs, the real CDJs that are like the CDJ 2000, 3000s. That's the big ones. That's the ones that cost the big bucks, mate. You're talking about like for just one, bro, right? Is like 3-4 grand. You know what I mean? The mixer can get right up to like it depends what you want to look for and what kind of mixer you got. 6 grand for the mixer, and then you're paying for another one, and then you sometimes you want other like add-ons. You know what I mean? Like wee sample machines, and you know what I mean. You can add to it. And it adds a lot of money, mate. It's an expensive hobby, but I love it. You know what I mean? I do love it. I've always loved it, but it's too dear, man. It's too expensive. Like I see the money I spent on it, man. I'm like, you know what I mean? I could have a motor, man. I could be out there with a nice car, but I'd rather buy my decks. That's my car.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's mad, isn't it? Like how people would spend money in different ways and quite happily. You know what I mean? It's a passion. It's when you're passionate about something. When you're passionate about something, it's you know, it's so totally different, isn't it? You know what I mean? You'd spend your last penny on it.
Aye. And that's the way I was for years. So like the records and because I've still got about 900 records that I kept, vinyls that I'll never part with. I've had since I was a young boy. I've collected, you know what I mean? DJs have given me them for events and stuff. Some of them are worth like even now. See when I go on, man, I'm like, wow. They fuck like some of my records are like worth 100, 200 quid. Some of them, just one record.
Isn't it crazy though, Chris? How say you might never play that record again, but you would never part with it, even though you know it's worth loads of money. You just wouldn't, would you?
No, man. But the thing is, if I pass, I want to give it to somebody, so I'd probably leave it to my cousin who's a DJ. He's a good DJ, so he's successful. In fact, but he does a different sort of style for me. Do you know what I mean? I've always been harder into the harder stuff. My cousin, aye.
So apart from music, Chris, apart from music, and I'm asking you all these questions, right, because you've never been on before, right? And you're a great guest anyway, you know what I mean? But
Thanks for having me.
have you had any other passions?
Aye. I've always like golf.
Really?
Believe it or not,
Wow.
talking about, aye, I played golf. I love golf, bro. When I was younger, it was like cycling. I love cycling, mate. I've always liked cycling. Big fan of that. Just the outdoors, man. I know. I just like, you know what I mean? I have, but it's just the last
Cycling's a
couple of
funny
years.
one. Cycling's a funny one because cycling went mental when after the Olympics, the 2012 Olympics, didn't it? When we won everything, didn't we, in the velodrome and that? And
Do you know?
everyone started buying racing bikes and whatever.
I'll tell you, Mr. Moon, I was never fitter. See, when I used my bike every day, I used to do about maybe 6, 7 mile every single day. See, when I used my bike, I feel $100, mate. See, when I stop, that's what I see. Any young people listening to this, don't stop. Just keep going, because see, if you stop, you get sluggish and it's hard to start. You start seizing up and all that. You know what I mean? Just keep going, man. That's all you can do. Because in it, but what age are you, Mr. Moon? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 50 next week, mate.
Aye, see, but you're fit. I can see you still keep your. I see the weight with me. You know what I mean? It's cause work, man. See, when I eat, man, I eat, mate. You know what I mean? When I drink, I drink. You know what I mean?
Well, you know
I've
what,
got
right?
a phone call. I've got a phone call, brother. Sorry, I need to take this.
Yeah, no worries, Chris.
I'll jump back on, man. Sorry about
No worries, man. No worries.
that. Right, bro.
Big up everyone. I know it's sort of turned into the Masters show there, but he's never been on before, and I've been on panels with Chris, and I was on the panel the first day. The first day he came on, and on Daryl's, and it was it Kearney? Was it Kearney, wasn't it? Who used to be he sort of introduced him. He was sort of his minder, wasn't he? They came on together as a pair, and I'm sure it was Kearney. Correct me if I'm wrong, like, but I've never actually had a chance to talk to Chris, so. But you say the panel's there. I'll put the link out again. Anyone can jump on and talk about anything. Sorry if I've missed anyone in the chat. Lay Cake, how are you doing, my mate? Lay Cake's another legend there. Anyone who didn't see it, there is a great live out there, right, on my channel. I can't remember which one it is, but me and Leah were talking for, I think it was about 2 hours, wasn't it, mate? Just me and him. The only thing was the sound quality when I watched it back, it wasn't great. But Lay Cake's an example. He goes on every channel, and he just pops in and he can talk about anything. Lay Cake, you know what I mean? Always welcome in here, man. Clona Keelty, big up Clona. That sounds like another. Is Keelty is that an Irish name? I'm thinking of. I do know another Keelty. It's that fella off the TV. I think he got married to. He was a comedian at first. Didn't he get married to? Oh, I'm racking my brains now. Like, you might have to help us out. Got married to some girl who used to be on Ant and Dec's show. Quite a good-looking lass. She went to live in America, and she was big in America. Anyone help us out with that one? No worries, Sean, mate. Good to see you in the chat, though, brother. Yeah, give Sparky's. He hasn't. A lot of people are doing these backup channels now, aren't they? Yeah, big up, mate. Yeah, a lot of these are doing the backup channels now. They're just worried sick, aren't they? Like I say, from what I can gather, I've heard of a few people that the cesspit strike was something to do with Andrew Tate. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Yeah, that's him. That's him, Vander. Patrick Keelty. But who was the girl who he married? Could anyone Google that for me? She was well known. She's English. Cat Deely. Well done, Slim. Cat Deely. Yeah, I'm sure he got married to Cat Deely. She went off. She went off for a life in America, I think, and was big on a couple of big shows over there. Right, I think I'm going to go to the top button fastened for a bit now. See how that works. See, you instantly. It's like you instantly turn into like a mod, don't you? You want to, like you've just walked off the set of Quadrophenia. That was a good film, wasn't it? Quadrophenia. I tell you what, I have just watched, and it was Daryl who got me onto it. Tulsa King, Sylvester Stallone's new series. I've only got 2 episodes left to watch, but I don't know if it's makeup and they've put something in Sylvester Stallone's cheeks, but man's looking old now, like. Big up, bad boy. Nice to see you in here there. Bad boy, you from the northeast as well. I know we met on the Nutter channel. I just assume everyone who goes on Nutter's channel is from the northeast. Anyone who isn't sub to the Nutter, by the way, if you like a chilled out live on a morning, great for if you're on your way to work. Mr. Nutter there, usually 6:15 every morning, midweek. Talks about anything. Man's a natural. Trying to get him to 1,000 subs, by the way. You know what? This is how crazy it is, right? How crazy it sounds is when I'm trying to get people like the Nutter. I'm helping him to get to 1,000. Like, it just sounds crazy. The fact that like I'm on over 1,000 now, and I'm in a position where I'm helping people get to 1,000. It's crazy behaviour. Yes, Charlie. Charlie's another golfer. Hope you're well, mate. Won't be much golf. Bad day for golf today. Sunday was always competition day, and you know, back in the day, if you like going out on a Saturday night, you turn up at 7:30 on the first tee with the shakes. That's the one, Slim. I don't know where he's on now. There's a few of the channels nearly at 1,000 now. I think Flavors is getting there as well, isn't he? I think Flavors is in the 900s. Thought I could smell fish again there. How's your shorts going, Aldi? Man, a terrible mate at the minute. Big up Fine Irish. I seen you there, mate, when seen you pop in there, brother. And I know you're listening, bro, which means the world. I know you always give us a shout out on your channels as well, mate. I appreciate that. And I do watch your lives as well. You've started doing a few now, haven't you? Started doing a few lives. You always get good numbers in there, decent people in there, mate. Chat's flying today, like I'm struggling to keep up here. Yeah, what we are going to do as well, you know, an idea that I had. I'll put this light on because I've got it's a bit too light, isn't it? Is anyone good at, does anyone, right, who buys a paper, does anyone do a crossword? So I used to love crosswords, mate. I could sit for hours. Sounds a bit, what's the word? You know what? I don't like that. Sounds a bit like something that your nana or your granddad do, doesn't it? But let's have a look if there's a crossword. Anyone who's just joined us, right? I bought the Sunday People today, yeah? And I mentioned right at the start, £2.20 for a Sunday paper. So let me tell you that when this live finishes, I will be reading every single word, and I'm getting my £2.20's worth. The crossword is getting done. And you are going to help me with this crossword as well. Stick this link out there. I know Big G has told me before that he likes crosswords. He also does crochet as well. Crochet, and he's quite good at knitting as well, aren't you, Big G? You told me once you made a lovely pair of V-neck socks. £2.20 a paper, mate. Crazy, isn't it? I don't know how much a daily paper is, but I'm guessing you won't get any change out of £1. See, half of this is football as well. I'll tell you what I did used to like. Did anyone used to do the or do they still do the what do you call it, Dream Team? I won't mention the paper because I think we have a few Scousers in here, and there's one now. Best groom man on YouTube, guys, Distat, who's now changed his name to Distat the Ringmaster and has a Bob Marley avatar. Nice. Must be some subliminal message somewhere in there, guys. Does anyone else like that word, subliminal? Never heard of it since before YouTube. Yeah, so just get back the crossword thing, right? So by the end of this live, I want to finish that crossword, right? I'll randomly give you the clues. When you put in the chat the answer, I'll see if I can finish it. Because I'll tell you this, right? My claim to fame is I once finished the Times crossword in 5 minutes. The radio Times, there is. Yes, Benji, lad. Big up, Benji. Hope you're alright there, mate. Big love. The man's back. Welcome back.
Sorry,
right,
mate. Somebody tried to call me there. Do you know what I was like? Do you know what I was about to jump on? Subliminal messages. That's crazy. That stuff. Do you know that? Do you know? See, when you actually slow it down, mate, and it's everywhere. You don't realise.
What, the subliminal stuff?
Yeah, bro. That's mad, man. I was watching this thing, right, and it was telling us about subliminal messages, how like the Hollywood and all these different big places like Netflix and all that, and they use subliminal messages in their documentaries, things like that, to condition. I know it sounds crazy, I don't want to get in that route, right? But it's a rabbit hole and a half, innit? But it's just that I believe it, man, because I've seen it. There was one slowed down that said rats, and it was when Bush was talking, President Bush, back when the Twin Towers went down. That I seen that, and it came up rats.
So
It was
so in
slowed down.
your eyes, what's your definition of subliminal, Chris?
I think it's there. I think symbolism is the biggest thing in our lives and we don't realise it. A symbol can say a million, thousand words when you think about it. So symbols and your logos and that. Do you not notice? You could see somebody's logo right on this, right? And you look at the logo, you look at the way they chat, and then you actually see them. You're like, I didn't expect that guy to be like
Will it
that.
bring you on, Gav?
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I thought he was. All right, Gav, how we doing, mate?
When I wake
Do you
up
know what I
in
mean?
the morning, wanting some breakfast. Oh, what? It's 4:20, man.
He's a rat in the kitchen, and what am I gonna do?
Right, what was the conversation, boys? What were we on about here?
Subliminal messages, man. What do you think, man? Do you think they're there?
What,
Do you
on
think
here or
subliminal?
in general?
In general, like in pop, is that what you're saying, Mr. Moon? Like in
Yeah.
popular culture?
Yeah,
Like
just
in the
in
paper,
general, like, you know.
Like
That's
in
right.
music and that, fly me, things like that.
Music as well. Yep.
Just in
Yeah.
general, I've never heard of the word. I've never heard the word used so much as since I came on YouTube, you know.
I think there could be a bit of that, but then are we creatures of habit and like looking for these signs and
Good point.
bit of both. I think there is
We're
people
always
that
looking for an answer, aren't we?
Yeah.
And
But I do think
sometimes some things are just as what they are, innit? And we're all looking for the opposite. Because I'm terrible for that. I always try and think out the box, thinking I'm being this big intelligent guy, but really I'm just being a thick fucker. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking,
nah, you know what? That's a sign of masters, right? I think people underestimate you, right? You looking for answers is a sign of intelligence, believe it or not, because you're asking questions. Question more, as they say.
you know, I always got into trouble for it at school. I was always asking too many questions. You know what I mean? I'd be like, what? That's not what you talk. You know what I mean? I'd always question him, and it doesn't get me. It doesn't do me any favours, man. You know what I mean?
It's mad because you should want to learn and people should want to teach. So I don't see the problem with that.
Yeah. But the subliminal thing, I think this is a thing that they use, Gav, because I seen this thing, right, and it was explaining Hollywood and like Netflix and all that, they actually put out messages for it and you don't realise. You see, if you actually slowed it down to like a miller, I'm talking about you need machines, like heavy technology to do this, slow it right down. You can actually, they've found messages like rats that came up once when it was, when they were talking about the Twin Towers coming down in America. And for some reason it came up rats. They don't understand why, right? But it said rats and that's been proven. They put that out on their news channels, rats, and it would subliminally be coming through.
I'll tell you one place where this happens, and I'm certain on this, adverts.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, adverts. Well, adverts are there, aren't they? They've got to get as much in as they can in 30 seconds or whatever, adverts. So the experts know what they're doing, don't they, with adverts? Brilliant.
Yeah, they're selling us consumerism. And basically, right, I do think it's the money men and governments that are behind adverts because it distracts us. And this has been going on for 50 years, maybe. Distracts us from what they're really up to.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, it's a 1988, what do you call it? There's a saying, right? In 1988 they made a plan for us all, world order. And there's a place in America where this stone get put up and it's meant to say like what's going to happen in the next 40 years, 50 years. But you just don't believe in it. I don't know if you can believe in all that, but man, it looks as if they
I
are.
believe in some of that, Masters, because look at Thatcher and Reagan, right? They brought in loads of they got rid of loads of legislation and with the banks and big business and that. And look how rich they've got since then.
The central banks are crooks, mate. There's no two ways about it. They're crooks, mate. If me and you print money, we're getting done, bro. They're printing money, bro. There's nothing to back it up, mate. Everyone's in debt to the dollar, mate. That's why there's wars.
See that £10 note or that £20 note in your pocket. 10 years time, that's going to be worth what it is, paper.
I know. Aye, money. There's nothing to back the money up that they're printing.
I think they taken it
Really,
off the
what they're
gold
doing,
standard
they're
in the
scamming us.
70s, was it, boys? In the 70s, did they take it off the gold standard? Because gold
Yes.
used to back up money, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't. The Federal Reserve don't have a fucking penny in there. They tick that out. They tick that out all over the world,
Aye,
man.
it's all
And
tick,
there's
it's all
nothing
tick,
to
man.
back it.
They
It's
turn a
So-
pound
that's
note.
a con.
So is
They
it
turn
still
a
a good
pound note,
idea
yeah.
to buy gold? To buy gold,
That's the
is it
biggest
still a good idea?
I would say so, Fly Me, right? But see, the government and all the money men, they suppress the price of gold. The gold price should be 10 times what it is.
I
Do you
know.
reckon?
So it's a good thing to hold on to. It's a good thing to hold on to because it's only
Definitely.
going to go one way
Gold,
in the
silver.
long run.
And silver.
Silver and all, precious metals,
Precious metals.
rare earth
Jewels.
metals, all the stuff that goes in
Aye.
computers and
They'll
fucking
never lose
phones
their,
and
they'll never lose their money.
cars and
Really.
your microwave these days. You know what I mean?
Let's get this one right. Here's another one for you, right? Diamonds, right? Diamonds, yeah. So
Aye.
there's a company called De Beers, isn't there? Or is it De Beers? And do
I've
they
never heard of this,
control?
Fly Me, but on you go.
Do they control the diamond market? Like, is it supply and demand? Like, because
Oh, the
obviously
diamond
diamond.
market's a murky place, man.
Yeah,
See
that's
what
what I
they do,
mean.
they
I
get the
don't know.
diamond.
I don't know a lot about it, but I've seen a few documentaries where, like, that company have got the diamonds, but they only put so many in circulation. You know, so there's always a demand.
Well,
You
that
know you
happens
can
with the gold
manufacture
as
a
well,
diamond.
Fly Me. It's that they're holding on to it to suppress the price.
Do you know that, lads?
But
Do you
then
know you
again,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
if it's rare, it should go the other way. Aye, they're doing that for the opposite reason. They put it up the way. Sorry. But
No,
like
no, but what I was saying,
the
what I was
governments
going
and the
to say,
money men suppress the gold price by sneaky ways, like 101 ways they do that,
But am I right in thinking that there's a lot more gold than diamonds in the world, or am I wrong there?
no, there's no gold, isn't there?
Do you
Because
reckon? Like,
I'm not sure.
diamonds, I'd say there's no gold.
Diamonds are made right in the middle of stars, so I'd imagine there's
But
more
you can
gold.
make diamonds now, but you know, do you know that? You can manufacture
Aye,
diamonds
because
now.
we're getting fucking clever these days, but it's no proper diamond, is it?
It's no proper diamonds now. There is there's something they can tell, but it's really hard to tell. I mean, they're still selling at massive prices, but it's a fraction of the price of it they really are worth. Not in real diamonds, I mean.
so
That's
I mean,
crazy.
what gets me is these are natural, and they're like the natural things. There's still gold mines, isn't there, in the world? You know, where and gold people who pan for gold and stuff, don't they? But the thing about
People pan
diamonds,
for gold in
It's a big
Scotland.
business, isn't it?
the thing about diamonds
People
is
pan for gold in Scotland, man.
the diamond is all about how it's cut and polished up, isn't it?
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I'm
Aye,
saying?
there's a skill in it. There's a skill in it, definitely.
Definitely. Do you know what I think, lads? But see, Britain, I think we have the best resources in the world. And you know, we are so lucky where we are in the world geography and everything that we'll never really see the way our government's treating us now. Our streets should be paved with gold, mate. Especially after a pandemic, they should be helping us. Heating bills,
But masters, me and you ken better than most folk in Britain. Especially you're on the west coast. Look where they keep the nuclear weapons, man. It's not good enough to keep it down beside them at number 10. Do you know what I mean? But we'll put it in the Clyde.
near there.
How much we spend on that every year? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. When you think about it.
I want the United Kingdom to stay together a day, right? But I want it for the right reasons. I want everybody to be. You know what I mean? It just seems as if Westminster they're just filling their pockets in there, man. This government, man, they've had their chance. Even Labour get a chance, should get a chance, or somebody else. They've had their chance. They've failed. They keep saying we've got to pull a belt in, but it's the disabled and the working class who get affected. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. How's it know that the rich don't get kids?
Fly me. See what Masters is saying there, right? We didn't hate all yous, man. We love all yous, yeah. Yous are our neighbours, yous are our friends, our cousins, our brothers, sisters. It's the power we didn't like, In Scotland, we hate the power down there, and it's strong up here, strong.
Yeah.
Let's get a bit. Do you know what I do?
I'll never get into that. I'll never.
No.
I mean, it's a stigma, isn't it, that the Scottish hate the English and vice versa. But I'll never understand it, to be honest. I don't hate Scottish at all.
The only time we hate you is when you're playing is at football or rugby or that. That's it.
No, we're not stupid.
Like I couldn't watch a game of football with Masters because he's Celtic and I'm Rangers, but we get on.
Aye.
We couldn't watch a game together, Masters. No danger.
We shouting the odds at each other through the game, but see after it, Mr. Moon, we cuddling each other and having a laugh going up the road. Know what I mean? That's smart. It's honestly, see in Scotland, it's crazy.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Right, let's finish this little bit off with what about oil? How does the oil market work? Just briefly, because the oil controls everything, doesn't it? Really, like the price of petrol and that, and why it keeps going up and down. I'll never ever know. Really.
Right, can I come in that for a longer distance point of view? Right, a lot of English people, and I'm sorry for saying that, right? Like people that point the finger at Scotland and say we get £35 billion sent to us a year. Look at all the oil that's been sent into Westminster in the last 40, 50 years. It's like, I'm not meaning English people, I didn't mean it like that, but some people do say that, and it frustrates me, because it's like...
Look the money they're putting into us as well, but at the same time...
it goes 50-50, it's a partnership. Yeah. I would go along with it if it was...
If it was right, if it was fair.
If it was right, yeah. Because I love folk from Newcastle, Manchester, Liverpool.
Same, it's not about
Cardiff, Birmingham, Belfast, Dublin even.
Brilliant, different characters, British Isles, we're all the same really. We're all the fighting bastards, we're the Islanders. Sorry to swear.
We are. We've been fighting for thousands of years. You can't get rid of that.
Exactly. It's in our genes, isn't it?
So Aldi's threw one in there. Whiskey, because you Scottish are good at making whiskey, aren't you?
So's Irish.
And then they shut it down in Ayrshire. One of the biggest ones. That was stunning to see that. Remember they shut the big one in Ayrshire down? The biggest distillery for the whiskey.
So
see the shot.
What's the secret with a whiskey? What's the secret with a whiskey? What makes a whiskey a good whiskey?
Masters, I think me and you'll say the same thing here.
I would say it's how long it's lasted. It's the.
I was going to say the water.
Right.
See, I would say how long it's been, how long it's fermented, and the way it's tapped on it.
Aye, there's a skill to it, definitely, but the water up here's the best.
Aye, that's it, I know. Aye. We just have the right conditions for making whiskey, I think.
Yeah, like Ireland. Like Ireland or Northern Ireland, whatever way you want it. It doesn't bother me what way people say it. It's up to
that's why it's loved all over the world. And it's Scotch, it's loved in America, it's loved in Canada, everywhere. It's loved in Australia, everywhere, man. In the Middle East.
So's Irish whiskey, man. I don't know if it's on a level with Scotch whiskey, but it can't be far off.
No, it can't be, mate. Scotch whiskey's better, bro. You've got to.
I'm going to shout Scotch whiskey all day long, but you know what I mean.
Well, see, I'm not a whiskey drinker, even though I've got a whiskey nose, but I don't drink whiskey.
I don't drink any these days, but I've been known to have a couple of drams at New Year and stuff.
Wine's another one as well. Wine can go for crazy prices as well, can't it? You know, like when they say it's a vintage year, what does that mean? Is that because of the grapes that it was made with? It was just a good year for how they were grown and everything. Is that what makes a vintage wine?
I reckon conditions again, like Master said with the whiskey. If the weather's right that year, the grapes are going to be the grapes are going to be right if the weather's right, innit?
Chile makes a good wine. Australia makes good wines.
Argentina.
It's the conditions
Spain,
of the country.
France, Italy.
That's why we can't knock each other's countries, because we all have something special about ourselves, and we should all be sharing that with each other, innit?
There's a few people agreeing with you, Gabby. There's a few people agreeing with you that it's the water, like. Saying it's the water that makes a good whiskey, like.
Fighting fighting Irish in the chat will say it's that the Irish whiskey's better, like, but that's the way it goes with us,
Nah,
but
man,
the water's got to be something to do with it, because our water's is fresh. Hey, Masters, what's a glass of water like in the morning, eh?
business, bro. Even though, see when you go down south, as you do, there is a difference, isn't there? There is, man.
Yeah.
In fact, funny you actually saying that, I've been like, that tastes like fucking, I'm like, that was sharp, man. You know what I mean? I think it's just because we stay
If you're my age, guys, right? If you're my age, right? I can remember the days when there was no bottled water. I can remember when Perrier brought bottled water out. I mean, water just come out of your tap. But now look at the money that's made off bottled water and that now is.
It's not. See what fighting Irish is saying in the chat. That's hilarious. It depends on the state of the feet. That makes the price of the wine. When they're crushing the wine with their feet, man.
Aye, toenails in it.
pure quality feet in that, right? That's a £5 bottle.
Do you know the mad thing? I don't understand why all the youngies drink that Buckfast, because that's a. They all drink it in Scotland. It's a heavy English.
I heard something crazy about that Buckfast the other day. That how much sugar's in it? You know, like more than 10 cans of Red Bull or something in one bottle, or something like
caffeine.
that.
Caffeine.
Caffeine. Yeah.
Crazy, mate.
So is that why it has that effect on people, where it sends them nuts then?
Well, we in Scotland, we're brought up with it. We're actually brought up with it. I think they drink it in Ireland a bit as well, but us Scots are mad for it.
Do you like it? I don't like it, guys.
Masters, I used to love it, bro. See, when I was 14, 15 up there, I was about 25. I was drinking it every day. You know what I mean?
Mate, do you know what? You never sleep on it, and oh man. See when you go to the can in the morning, oh my god, it's black. Honestly, it just runs through, you know. Especially when you get a few bottles of it, man. Oh, what? Wild. You end up.
To be honest, when you're not making it very appealing, Masters.
We had a bottle. Me and Louise had a bottle a couple of weeks ago. I quite like it, mate. I quite like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah, hey, your missus is funny, by the way. You want to see what she just said in the chat there, man?
Did you enjoy a wee bottle of Bucky?
That's why Louise went and bought it, but it didn't work.
Well done. No way. Mrs. Ben. Yes, big up, man.
You know why?
It's impossible to go any faster, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she never taken into account the alcohol content.
Mate.
Gav,
just made you shit faster. It just made you shit faster in the morning.
Vanders, Gav B was a 90s casual.
Guys.
That was the era. The 90s was, man. The 90s were amazing.
Wasn't it?
Just all the subcultures, it was like, I was involved in a few of them. Yeah.
Remember the Trainspotting book came out and everybody went mental for it, man. The music and all that, Born Slippy, the tune, everything.
I loved all that, the football scene, the raving, the clays. I loved all that. I still wear all the clays. On my way with it, I spend too much money on clays.
I know, it's a waste of money, innit? And we're all done now. And see, when I wear them, I don't suit them the way I did when I was younger. And I'm wearing trackies. You know what I mean?
I didn't wear trackies, but you know what I mean? Like Weekend Offender and Stone Island and the Adidas, the Adidas multicoloured trainers, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not for that. But man, I used to be much worse.
Big G there in the 90s. The 90s was the best ever. So we could all relate to the 90s, can't we? Like, but it was though, wasn't it? Everyone seemed to have money in the 90s, didn't they?
Aye, that's the thing, by the way. That's the thing right there. But you could walk out of one job into another.
Boom time.
Aye.
See, when I left school, I was working for the first 10 years easily. And where I stay in Fife, They were bringing in loads of like cannon factories, for instance, things like that, like computers, and there was just jobs galore. And that replaced all the coal mining about here. But then that went to China 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. 15 years ago anyway, and nothing new, man. Not Fife's just been left behind again.
I know Fife is a prosperous place, man, and now you just see it's downtrodden like the whole west of Scotland, isn't it? It's like
Deprivation, bro. It's like Ayrshire, same as Ayrshire. Where you're for Ayrshire, aren't you?
Ayrshire is beautiful, I know. When I was
Yeah,
younger,
it's
and
just-
seeing it,
Yeah.
it's just run down it. Aye.
Well, see, Ayrshire and Fife were at the opposite sides of the country, but so similar because of that coal mining. The heart's been
I know.
torn out of our regions. The heart's been torn out of them.
And they're beautiful places, they really are.
Beautiful people, beautiful places.
Mm-hmm.
Sad, it's sad.
You know, I'm blessed where I live, I am blessed. Because I could be still in Glasgow and staying in Govan Hill. Thank the Lord I live where I live, honestly.
What does run about in the nip mean? What does that mean? I didn't get that joke.
Is the nip mean the with no clothes on, yeah, naked type of thing? Is that what that means?
A bit skinny dipping.
Right, lads, what we're going to do now, right, while you two are here, right, we're going to start this crossword thing, right? So, just for a couple of minutes, if you two or me don't know the answer, right, then you have to put it in the chat, right? One across. Sorry, 7 across. Scheme, and it is. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters. Scheme, as in SCHEME.
Didn't say it, Masters, because it's for the chat, innit?
What about 1 down? Imp, 3 letters. Sorry, I've got that wrong. Imp is the answer. It was Little Devil, and that's Imp, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
3 letters, Imp, yeah. The Scheme is 10 letters. 5 letters. Ointment begins with S.
Ointment, 5 letters begin with S.
5 letters begins with S. Ointment. Oh, you know what? I hope I have got that. Yeah.
You got that?
I'm just making sure. Yeah, 16 across. Ointment. 5 letters begins with S.
Oh, there's a few getting it.
Salve. That's a word you don't hear much of, isn't it?
Nah.
I won't put it in yet because well, if that's right, then 17 down is a boy's name, 4 letters beginning with A.
Oh, that could be a couple. But wait a minute, it will take you fan with the show there.
I don't think it's that. Disgusting. Sean, I think you're onto it there, mate, because I think it is Salve. Let me just make sure before I write it in. If it's
Alan,
Salve,
people are saying Alan. That makes sense, yeah.
If it's Salve, right, then that would mean that 13 down.
Depends where it crosses.
Courage or spirit, 5 letters. And that would mean that the second letter would be E. Courage or spirit, 5 letters.
Fine,
we're on the right lines there.
You seen that video, bro? I didn't realise you'd seen that.
Which
I
one?
only tickled it, by the way. I punched the Kennedy punching machine. The ball was actually bursting it. There was one inside. If I hit that, I reckon I'd have got another 100 out of it. Because it was burst. If you hit a hard ball, it's going to hit the thing harder, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like at the shows, at the shows or at arcades, you get the punching machine.
Oh yeah. I've
Honestly,
never had to go one of them. Never
I
ever
got
had to
about
go one of them.
1,500 views. 1,500 views.
Is
And
it?
I only had about 35 subscribers at the time. I think I've got about 60 now. But Christ knows how it hit like that, because I didn't even think it was that impressive. It shows you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Sorry about this, guys. I'm still trying to bloody read this. 1 sec.
Yeah, you're struggling reading it, Flyme, yeah.
Glasses.
Yeah. Oh, they're saying nerve now. What was the clue again? Aye, Fighting Irish, the one where I hit it with the elbow. That was my daughter, by the way. It was laughing at me in that, man. That was my daughter, eh? I didn't show her face or that, eh? I didn't show her face, man. She's 18 anyway, but I wouldn't do that anyway, yeah.
Gav, he's saying, can you type in the chat, or have you already done that?
I can't, I'm only on my phone. I have got it on my smart telly. I have got it on my smart telly, but it's like, I've not got a clue really of this, man. I'm still in the 90s, as Vanda says, 90s casual, that suits me.
Bazza, I think you're right there, Bazza. I think it is hard as well. Well done, Bazza. I don't know if anyone else got that, but that's my workmate there.
Well done.
Because it's hard because
I'm going to go into the chat, Fly Me, right? I'll come back up though, right? And I'll get Juicy's.
No worries.
I'll be back soon, man.
No worries, mate. Barry, I think you're right there, mate. It was hard because 13 across is balloon gas, beginning with H, which we all know is helium. Even I know that one. Like I say, I still can't believe that the Sunday People is £2.20. Big up, Mr. England. How are you doing, mate? Gambino goggles. Hey, she was on last night though. She didn't have a camera on, did she? She didn't have her bloody glasses on. Sorry, so the massive ones that take up all your face. I like that one, Slim lad. I like it. I haven't quite learned how to pin. Jim's in the chat. Jim will tell you that I spoke to him earlier on, asking him how I pin a bloody comment at the top, you know, a link, and I still can't. I still haven't done it, Jim. But yeah, like I say, that buy me coffee there, my coffee's from Mackie D's, not Costa, by the way, people. What are we sharing here, by the way, Gav? Is it a video on your channel or something? Yeah. Is that right? Is that right, Jim? Probably is right. That, you know, there probably is a. You know, there's unwritten law. There's loads of unwritten laws or things that people don't know about in there. You know, rights and stuff like that. What in everyday life you probably would never do, but you are allowed to do by law. But I was absolutely gobsmacked when I went to pay for this paper this morning, £2.20. And this is just a wild guess, but back in the day, when everyone bought a certain newspaper, beginning with S and ending in N, when it was about 20 pence or 25 pence. I'm not sure, but would I be right in thinking the circulation of that newspaper would be like in the millions? Like millions of people would buy a daily paper, wouldn't there? And I know, obviously, a lot of work goes into a newspaper. And they have a lot of people working for them, and they've got bills and everything and people to pay, but come on, £2.20. So let's say a few years ago the Sunday People was £1, right? So it's doubled in price, more than doubled in price. So does that mean that the people who work for that paper are getting double the wages? I don't think so, do you? And they run the world, don't they? You know, what's his name? Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch. He owns Sky as well, doesn't he? He's one of the, well, I don't know. I don't want to sound stupid, but isn't he one of, in a funny sort of way, one of the most powerful people? I want to say in the world, like, but I don't want to sound stupid. But Rupert Murdoch, when you've got the power, when you've got a newspaper that sells millions of copies, you put a big headline in that newspaper. There's no more better advertising than that, is there? To sway people. They've won elections they've won elections, and the newspapers can, well, we all know what a newspaper can do anyway, good or bad. Journalism, and he's a funny one, that Rupert Murdoch, you know. You've got to give him, you've got to hand it to him with the Sky thing. I mean, he had a vision with Sky, obviously, didn't he? And it's Rupert Murdoch who made the Premiership, really. He made the Premiership what it is today. And he's seen a vision there. And can you remember back in the early days, anyone who can remember the first days of the Premiership? And they used to have the Monday Night Football. And they used to have cheerleaders on before the games, and it was a spectacle back then, you know what I mean? Fireworks going off on the pitch. Shut up, Tim. Shut up. I can remember when they used to give it, when you used to get a free paper if you bought anything from the shop. They would give you a paper. Louise, I won't be again, I'm telling you that. Also, he's one for you. So I was in Tesco this morning, yeah, and I heard a rumour the other day that it's one of them Tesco Expresses. And I heard a rumour that it's closing down, right? It's been there for, probably been there about 8 years. It's always busy. It's like a Tesco Express, you know, they have like, I think they've got 6 tills. 3 of them are self-service tills. And back in the day, they would have maybe 4 or 5 staff on. So there would always be somebody behind the till anyway, put it that way. But now, you're lucky if there's anyone behind the till, you know, they're always busy stacking the shelves or everything, you know, they're multitasking. And obviously that's to save money. But they've always had a problem with shoplifters. You know, there's many a time where, I mean, you can spot a shoplifter a mile away, can't you? You know what I mean? But they've always had a problem with shoplifters. And they've got a security guard in there, you know. And we all know security guards don't get paid that much, do they? But while that security guard was there, you can guarantee that nothing got pinched in that shop. Nobody stole anything. Now, it didn't last. He didn't last very long. He was probably there a few months. And as soon as he went, the shoplifters were back in, filling the bags up with meat and whatever, and just walking out. I've seen them do it. I've pulled a few up. I've kept hold of a couple outside the shop with the guy who worked in there. Nothing really happens to them. But anyway, I was talking to somebody working in there this morning, and I just said to them, "Oh, is it right that you're closing down?" And they said, "Yeah, but it's going to be a one-stop." They're called One Stop in the Northeast. And apparently Tesco owns this chain One Stop. It's part of the Tesco group. So I said, well, why shut Tesco down and make it into a one-stop if they're part of the same company? But the thing behind it is that apparently Tesco gets set a profit for a certain store. Now, she mentioned a figure of £50,000, right, a week. £50,000 profit a week from one Tesco Express store. That's the targets that Tesco set themselves. Whereas One Stop, if it's a one stop, the target is only £15,000 for that shop. If it makes £15,000, then they're happy with that. Now, how mad is that? Yeah, Jim, I didn't even know that, mate. Don't know if anyone else knew that. The Tesco owns that brand One Stop. So by turning it into a one stop, they're basically saying that more people can pinch from there and it's alright. You can have 3 times as much stuff pinched and the jobs will be safe. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous, man. The thing is, nothing ever happens to them anyway, the shoplifters, you know. There's a guy who works in there. He's one of the managers, right, and next door in this Tesco. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5", about 18 stone. And I've seen him chasing shoplifters down the road. And I've thought to myself, well, what are you going to do when you catch him? What exactly are you going to do? All it means is that while he's chasing after him, his mate will pull up on his BMX, go in and fleece the shop and go the other way. They work together. Yeah, you're probably right there. Well, I know you'll be right, Jim. But surely, you know, so this Tesco's got one entrance, which is about 6 foot by 6 foot with electric doors. As soon as they're open, you've got a shelf full of stuff that anyone could just walk in, clear the whole shelf and just walk out. I've seen it done. Now, when you get a security guard in there, and I'm not talking Arnold Schwarzenegger either, I'm talking, I think the last one looked like Elvis Presley. He was about 60, but it's just his presence there. It just deters the shoplifters. They'll go somewhere else. So surely it's got to be worth paying him whatever they pay them, which is not much. £10 an hour. I don't see. It's false economy, isn't it? That's it, though, isn't it? It's not even the size of them, it's just the presence. Somebody there in a uniform standing at the door is going to deter a shoplifter. It's like putting a. I said this to Dave Smithers last week when he got his shed broke into. I said, just put a big sign up or a little sign saying beware of the dog. Well, that sign might put a burglar off. We'll go somewhere else. Hey, remember ram raiding? Ram raiding was a thing, wasn't it, back in the day? Does that still happen now? And then when they used to, they're the best ones. But you see them on YouTube as well, where they'll pull a cash machine out the wall. Crazy that. It was that Emma who popped in earlier on under a new name, Sophie. Is there a subliminal message there? Can anyone shed a bit of light on that, Sophie, which is our Emma? I mean, Emma's right in the thick of things at the minute, but she's always welcome here. She always she doesn't come in very often now, but she knows she'll always be welcome here. Yeah, Howlhead, you've mentioned that, right, mate? He's another one. So there's a garage near where I work. If my mate Barry's still in here, he'll remember this one. I used to go past this garage on the way home, just like a forecourt garage with like pumps and everything, yeah, and a little shop. Now they bought an old car, put a few stickers on it, highlight like with, I don't know if it said police, right, but it looked like a police car, and it was parked on the forecourt permanently. Now even something like that is going to put anyone off, isn't it? Sorry if I'm missing anyone in the chat here. Scouting. Big up Scouts there. Big up there, son. Good live last night, Scouts. Or were you in there, Scouts? I think the times that I was watching, I think Mark was on his own. What football we got on now anyway, people? Let's have a look. Great FA Cup weekend, isn't it? I mean, it's one competition that'll, it's the epitome, isn't it, of football. Anyone can win the FA Cup, any team. When you look at these non-league teams, there's always one or two, isn't there, like that make it into the third or fourth round. I mean, how good must that be for that team? Fairy tale stuff, isn't it? But you think the FA Cup for them starts like they have to play something like 10 matches before they get in the first round. That's what it's all about, though, isn't it? Anyone can win it. I think the biggest FA Cup shock has got to be, or the biggest story, fairy tale story, has got to be when Wimbledon beat Liverpool. Vinnie Jones, back in the days of Vinnie Jones, and who was that keeper for Wimbledon with the big perm? What was he called? Dave Besant. There was a couple of keepers got man of the match yesterday. That's that keeper last night for I think it was who got beat by Newcastle. Chef Wed made a couple of great saves. Keepers don't get the credit, do they? They don't get the credit that they do sometimes. Afternoon, Porthos, mate. Another name there that I don't know much about, but see him in a lot of chats. There's Tim off again. Next one, Moon. Do you want another one? We're not even halfway through it, right? Let's have a look. 6 down. Begins with O, 5 letters. Let's have a look. 5 letters, beginning with O. Sudden fright. I think it ends in M. Beans. I've seen a few on somebody's chat the other day saying about the price of a tin of baked beans. Now, I don't know if it's just a Middlesbrough thing, but baked beans, you know, I was brought up on baked beans, yeah, Heinz baked beans. £1.75 for a tin of baked beans. Absolutely ridiculous. Two for £1.20. Where's that? Is that off the shoplifters IXP or what? So, is this wrong, right? Is this morally wrong? And how many people in the chat would turn this down, right? So I've got a friend who lives in a, let's say, a not so desirable area of Middlesbrough, yeah? And when I've been round the house, I've witnessed this. They'll get a knock on the door, and they'll go at the door, and after 5 minutes, they'll come in with a handful of whatever makeup, bars of chocolate I've seen, bacon, meat. And the shoplifters have been round the house. They've been shoplifting, and they've knocked on my friend's door because they know that they will buy the things off them. So I know it's morally wrong, but how many people are going to turn down £20 worth of makeup for £5? Yes, Jackie, how are you doing, Jackie? It's not actually. It's near Middlesbrough, a little place called Stockton. I think you're right, Bomber. Can't get 2 tins of Heinz for £1.20, let me tell you. But I think if you buy in bulk, you probably can get it for somewhere around about £1. Don't get me wrong. And this particular person also puts orders in, you know. They'll say to the shoplifter, oh, well, if you can get me this, I'll take it off your hands. And you can guarantee within a day, the shoplifter will be round with whatever they want for a fraction of the price, but it's one of them, innit? Hey, what did you think about that little chat early on? I was showing my intellectual side there, wasn't I, with the gold and the diamond thing. See, man, not just a pretty face, man. Iceland, yeah. Can anyone help me out with this one, right? No, I've been serious, yeah? So, we've all got a Home Bargains, a B&M, could even say Poundland, but we'll use Home Bargains as an example because that's, you know, there's one quite close to where I live. How can Home Bargains sell things at a fraction of the price, branded products at a fraction of a Tesco that might be next door to it? How did they do that? And I don't think it's anything to do with the dates going out of date as well. I don't think it's anything, because I've looked, but no one's ever give us an answer that makes any sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've heard that one, XP, buying in bulk, but surely Home Bargains hasn't got the buying in bulk power that Tesco's got, surely. And when you go in there, there won't be a full rack full of baked beans. There might be 20 tins at a time. See, everyone's saying buy in bulk, but I don't know. Because if they were buying in bulk, nobody's got more buying power than Tesco and Asda and all them. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The missus checks the dates. She's a sucker for it. Just while we're on that subject about dates, yeah, going out of date, things that go out of date, yeah. So, what's the difference between? Alright, let me turn this big light off as it shines on the end. So, what's the difference about going out of date, something a best before and eat before, used before, best before and used before? Yeah, but I don't think it's bulk. I don't think it's buying things in bulk, because it doesn't make sense. Home Bargains is a fraction of the size of Tesco, you know what I mean? And it's not just food as well, they sell everything. Everyone knows that my good looks, my youthful looks, are all down to this. I'm not sure. I don't know. With him, he's nervous before he's nervous.
That's exactly what she was
Oh, she was just playing with the dog with her food. You know, like,
Me. I can't believe I paid £2.20 for that paper. I'm going to take it back, like Jim said.
saying. Did you come in the chat and see what we seen the other night?
Only right at the start, mate. I seen about a little bit of it, from about 7:30 onwards, 7 o'clock. I shared it.
Anything in the private chat, no, in the back chat.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it. Racial. It was horrible, mate. Horrible. But it was loads of it. It was bottles. It was computer, or like they'd been done before and copied and pasted. You with me? No one typed it out. You couldn't have typed it out that quick, because it went on and on and on and on. It was nuts. Absolutely fucking disgusting.
Let's get this right, Scouser, right? Explain this right, because so to be in the back chat, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean they've clicked on a link?
Yeah.
So does that also mean that you can bring, by one press of the button, you could bring them onto the panel?
No, it was the weird thing. They come into the chat, right? But there was no square boxes at the bottom. At first, we got 4 square boxes, and I went to Mark, fuck that. All the same. It was called Trust Me something, right? And then we got one from the BBC, and you probably heard that one. I don't know whether you were watching. And all it was a load of music playing. Now, if the music's playing longer than 30 seconds, I'd even knock it in the head at 25 to be on the safe side. But they start, see, because Mark turned the banner up, they started playing music, and there was a Geordie accent in the background referring to Chris. No,
right.
Chris.
Yeah.
So we had that one off. So we knew what they were at. The other 4, I just said to Mark, they're just going. They're going. Because they were coming in, Moon. They wasn't even going in the chat, saying hello to people and stuff like that. That's how you know when they're coming in. You don't know them. You've never seen them before. They've never been in the chat. Say like now, me and you were on, and you go like that to me, Scouts, or someone's in the back chat, yeah, don't know him, he hasn't even been in the chat. My advice would be, fuck him off. Do you know what I mean? Or tell him to go in the chat. Tell him to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, but that's what I'm saying, like, so because some people just seem to leave them in the back chat, you know, because I've seen it on Daryl's where Daryl said, hey, have you seen this fella in the back chat? But I would just like, wouldn't you just get rid of them? Wouldn't you just like get them out of your back chat?
Just get rid of them, mate, yeah. But fucking hell, I'd never seen. No one, everyone would have. Chris the Brick seen it as well. He'd never seen it. I'd never seen anything like this, mate. Racial abuse was horrible, mate. You know what I'm like against racism, mate.
Aimed at who?
Just racism in itself. Just, you know, not aimed at anyone. There was no names given or anything like that. It was just pure fucking horrible racism. Do you know what I mean? And that's one of our things on our channel. There's no racism. There's no fucking nonsense talk and all that. And that's that. So when you say like, oh, there's no nonsense, they do that, don't they?
Yeah.
That John Osborough back, lad. Missed you in the chat.
Yeah, I've seen the little. I'm just going to skim over this, right? Because I think Mr. England, if Mr. England, he has been in here. I seen him getting targeted in a chat this morning because he had a spanner in a certain channel.
Yeah.
And another channel owner was in the chat telling the host, why has he got a spanner here? He's on the other side. And I was like, Jesus,
This is what's going on, man. It's fucking going. It's going way beyond the point. This, isn't it? Hey, you're going in channels, grown men, and then you're getting targeted for it.
It's just division, isn't it? It's causing like another divide. But this is the worst I've seen it these last few days. Like, it's been building up for a while, though, isn't it? But
we're in a new fucking year. You know what I mean? Let's all forget about 2022 and start afresh, you know.
The way I see it is, there's a few big guns who give the ammunition, you know what I mean? Somebody's got the gun and they give the ammunition, and then they sit back and let it all go off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's bad. It's bad to watch, but it just seems funny how there's only one person who's got a big ban, you know what I mean? A week's ban, and this is, in my eyes, the person who's done the most good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And spitting things out without facts and without proof just is not right. Not right.
I had it off the other fella on his community page, didn't I? I'm not going to mention his name because he's fucking irrelevant to me, but you know what I mean? Accusing, fucking putting pictures up of different people and picture up of me and that, like, it's already out there anyway. I'm not asked, but to start going like Nancy Bacon and all that, mate, fucking prove it, mate. Get your fucking facts right. Prove it. Calling people fucking that for no reason. No evidence. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Could somebody put Zeus's link in for Fighting Irish there? If you can. Peggy, you're getting a bit of shit at the minute, mate. Fuck me. Never seen anything like him, man.
Peggy getting shit as well.
He's been here from day one, you know what I mean? And like, there's nothing you can say to Peggy that's going to affect her anyway.
No, you know, Peggy's an OG, isn't she?
But Peggy's seen it all, man. She's had it all, you know what I mean? But I can just see it being like another night of like where it's gonna go to another level, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Fucking crackers, mate. Down the band.
I mean, there's a guy there. He won't mind me saying, Archie 90. co-owner of that channel. Well, he had that trouble before Christmas, and it knocked him for 6. And I like Archie, knows I do, and I like shuffling as well. Shuffling just changes when he's had a drink. But anyone look back on some of my lives that I've had shuffling on when he's sober, and you couldn't get a nicer bloke. Brilliant lad, good laugh.
Yeah, he sounds to talk to him when you get him in the like. Didn't he?
People have rubbed him up the wrong way, and he goes ballistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But Archie, I mean, that knocked him for 6. Where the doxing thing over Christmas, and he took a back seat. I've seen him pop up in chats and that, and yeah, I mean, I like Archie. He sorted his shit out with Fighting Irish. Like man to man, they sorted it out on a panel and whatever. But it still knocked him to the point where I don't even know if they've done a joint live stream on that channel since. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems weird that all the stuff that's been said and talked about, yet there's only the cesspit that has a week span. And apparently that, from what I'm hearing, it didn't even have anything to do with YouTube anyway. It was something to do with Andrew Tate. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, so much for like the new year, you know what I mean?
I know. Shit, isn't it?
Yeah. So were you on that? What did you do last night, Scott? So were you on that live with Mark, or did you say?
No, I come on, but I was asleep, mate. And I'd on the walk in, doctors, the walk in.
Oh yeah.
The walk in. Got some antibiotics and was just on the sofa, me, just fucking with a blanket on me, just chilling.
How's your subs going? Because you had a good few people in there last night, you know. I think I seen the
around 250, you know.
That's good, that, you know, mate. Big up Sparky. Sparky's a real one, man.
Oh, yeah.
I know Sparky's
that I've missed as well, man. No, that I've missed in the chat because I'm on it, you know. So everyone that I've missed in the chat, big up.
Yeah, and anyone who doesn't know Scouser, which is not many because everyone knows him and Mark, right? You just check their lives out, mate. The two of the real ones on here, I'm telling you. And whenever I can, mate, I'll be in there. But Sparky's
those are realising it now, what the Irish are noticing it. Know what I mean? That everyone's on it. Everyone's on to it now, all this. You don't want no part of it, you know what I mean? Just want to have a crack. I come on here to have a crack, not to have beef with anyone. Fucking it. You can go out your door and have beef. You want beef? Walk up to someone in the street and push them and have beef. You want beef? Why do you come on here to do is beyond me.
You know what it is? People just don't like seeing people doing well, do they? You know what I mean?
Oh, no, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. We've noticed that through our lives. You'll wait till we've done like near enough the end of the live, and then they'll try and come in and porn bomb us, but we're on it now. We're on to it. You know what I mean? And no one fucking gets on and porn bombs us.
Yeah, I know Sparky's. He's. I know I've seen a lot of people promoting his second channel. You know, asking them to sub to a second channel. Which is like that's all because
the fucking second channel and all that. You know what I mean? It's wrong, isn't it?
You shouldn't have to, you know what I mean? But it is it's the only way that you can do it, you know, just to safeguard what you've got and what you've built.
Yeah.
Because to have it all, all right, Jay lad.
Right, my man. Here, my mate's fixed, lads. Fighting Mark or Fighting Irish taught me how to fix the mic. It's fixed. Does it sound any better?
Sounds good to me, mate.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right then, you good? Good.
Yeah, we're all good.
What, mate? It was on echo. It was on echo settings.
What's
it was on echo settings.
Don't forget
Acro
those,
settings,
you
no.
know, when you go in other people's chats, I'm not sure, I don't know whether Fighting Irish will tell you, but they can change your audio settings and all that.
No, I want to keep mine. Like that.
Oh, does it?
I like it.
When you come back out that chat, to your own settings, go back to normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that, Moon?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll be honest. All the lives that I've done, it's very rare that I play about with any voice settings or anything. I have a few times, but no, I just roll with it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing worse than
with Jay sometimes, Moon, because it's been terrible, hasn't it? Jay, no one has at the first.
It has, mate. It's been weird, mate. Oh, like they're trying to cause a division, mate. I've seen division all my life, mate. I don't want to see it again, even on the screen. And in Belfast, mate, we've had the two sides all our lives, mate. That's why I'm like, you know what I mean, guys fucking, they called me a groomer, mate. What the fuck? I only come on for a laugh, mate.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Listen, mate, you're gonna get calls all kinds. You're gonna get calls of bacon.
That's the first time I've ever got any. You know what I mean? It's just because I like Mark and Fighting Irish, and I like an orc guy in Belfast. He'll fly to your door if you're slobber to him. The King of Belfast, Lord J. He's good.
Yeah.
The main thing for me about this donation
is it's just nonsense, isn't it?
The likes of Bristol Bomber, right? Everyone knows Bristol Bomber, right? Makes a good few donations, right? Now I've seen him in chats. He comes in here all the time, right? He's made some big donations on that night. Now he has every right to ask, but you never see him asking because he's confident that his money's going the right place. Well, they're the people that are allowed to ask the questions. The people who are making a meal of it have never made a donation in their life.
Of course.
And then they're all begging, aren't they? Coffee links every 2 minutes. Just throwing in coffee link.
Yeah, I mean,
madness, isn't it?
And I know, like,
up to people, mate, but I wouldn't name them. Do you know what I mean?
I would get a couple. I would grab a few coffees.
Good deeds are done behind closed doors.
For people sitting entertaining you, like, you know what I mean?
Good deeds are done behind closed doors. I don't want bigging up on it, or I bought a coffee on there. I don't want all that, mate.
I'm the same scouts, but the people that do deserve it. Thanks, some of them do.
Giving something, mate. It's from the heart, mate. Not from working.
Yep. You're right. It's not from I got you.
Well, anyone who's in the chat who watches Sparky now can just give that a press and sub to his other channel, because you know I can think of nothing worse than, like, if I don't know if you lose a channel, does that mean everything's gone, Sparky? Like everything you had on that channel gone, and you can never get it back? Or because backup channels, I mean, you never heard of backup channels, did you, until these last few months?
No, you lost
I never heard the backup channels until who was it? It might have been Fighting Irish. Am I wrong there? Fighting Irish. I might be wrong, but it's Fighting Irish.
He's a backup.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Loads of, you know what I mean? Said to Mark, we're gonna have to get one sorted.
Did you see with Queen Gambino on us last night?
Yeah, she never.
Yeah. Were you on that? Were you on that panel with her? Were you on the panel?
I was on the panel with her. I give her nice compliments, didn't I? I was nice, wasn't I? See, I'm just stunned here at the minute. I'm off everything else, man.
You never know. You never know, Jay.
I know, mate. I know, I just like being stunned. So do you guys.
I know, yeah. But,
I'm smoking, know what I'm smoking at the minute? Black, man. I haven't had that in years.
Fucking chest infection, the doctors told me to stay off it.
So is it infection where do you take thingies for infections, antibiotics?
That's what I got, yeah, antibiotics.
Because they don't give them out easily like they used to, do they?
No more, they don't.
No. Remember they used to just walk and get them.
The maximum you can have over there on the mainland, right, is I think 3 or 4 courses.
You can buy them on the black market now, can't you? People buy them on the black market.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people are doing that.
All you're doing is buying them on the black market is you're lowering your immune system to the point where they won't work no more. So when you go to the
and
doctor,
then,
they won't work no more. You'll end up in big trouble.
yeah.
With me.
But a lot of people rather go through the hassle of ringing the doctor and all, would rather just, as you say, man, would just go online, get next day delivery, you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
Or over
I know
here, you
that,
can get shit delivered to your door within, fuck, I'd say 10 minutes. I could get as much grass as I wanted. But I don't. Just fucking got 5 grams there, mate. Just chilling out tonight.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at
Fighting
much
Irish,
ice last week.
have you had any more contact with Blandin Borough Fighting Irish, mate? Because I noticed he did a couple of lives over Christmas, I think.
Who's that? Moon? Who's
This is
playing
a guy from Middlesbrough, and it's just a total coincidence that the guy was from Middlesbrough, who Fighting Irish made up a little GoFundMe for him. It's a young lad who had a channel. I'm not sure how he's blind. I'm not sure if it was through an accident or he was born blind, but Fighting Irish has seen his channel and decided to set up a GoFundMe for him. I think he raised was over £500 anyway. We were struggling to get it to him, but he did eventually manage to get the money to him. That's
what I'm struggling with, man. A few donations to people because I don't know how to do that internet banking, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how you.
I can remember donating to. I've only donated a few times. One of them was to Pablo, and it was a super sticker, and it was a bit of a carry on, you know, setting it up. It's not just.
I wouldn't give it to the super stickers and that, don't mean, because fucking these take 35%, and I need to give it that way.
Yeah. Nice one. So he's still about, yeah. Let's have a look.
What age is he, man? Is he young?
I think he's 18, I think.
Fuck, that would be terrible to happen to you at that age, mate, wouldn't it?
Oh God, I know, yeah. It's made. But it was a total coincidence that he was from Middlesbrough, and Fighting Irish is. I don't know how we come across him, but obviously I'm from Middlesbrough as well, you know.
Yeah. Are you, bro?
Yeah. He only lives down the road from us.
Low Michigan and hiking, is that America, that?
I was just gonna say there. Big up the American in the house.
Yeah, the Americans are bouncing over right now, aren't they?
Yeah, there's quite a few. Have you seen has anyone seen Rose? Our Rose who's been coming in. I think she goes in flavours.
No, I haven't seen her in a while.
Nah.
So
have you not seen her, Scout?
No.
Rose is brilliant. Rose is outstanding, isn't she?
From Canada, I think. She lives in Canada.
Yeah, she's in Canada. She makes me necklaces and beads and she's like a real chilled out, happy stoner, isn't she?
Yeah.
Wow, is that right, Irish? He lost his mum and his dad. He was born blind. Fuck yeah.
Fuck.
Who's this?
That's the guy who Fighting Irish raised the money for.
Oh, I see.
And they're all trying to say it's a scam, and you can prove it, you know what I mean? It's a fucking joke.
Yeah. It is getting very fucking toxic on here for me. I said to Mark, I said,
it is toxic, isn't it? Sure. Mark's channel's the most chilled out channel.
Stay up for a bit. I'll go on Moons for like
well, let me tell you this though, right? I've noticed, and everyone else has noticed, that these little channels like us and Mark, right, they are growing, right, and more people are coming in because the thick of all the shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're coming over
just the same thing over and over again.
You can just have them out, man. You can just have them out.
You see some great comments in like your chat and that, Mark, where people are saying, "Oh, it's so good to just come over and chill out in a chat where we can talk about anything." You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be like, if you want the drama, there's loads of channels where you can go and have a great argument with someone.
Yeah. You want
to come off stressed. And then
surely there's got to be the same amount of people who don't want that shit, you know what I mean, and got nowhere to go, you know.
Well, there's far more people like that.
There's more good people than there's people who want to see all that bollocks.
Just a few of them, a lot of them are scared to jump on the panels, you know, like comment. They're like shy. A lot of them are shy.
Yeah. Sparky, were you live this afternoon, mate? That wasn't on very long, bro. Or wasn't it? Or was it not alive? Or are you on a bit later, Sparky?
But there's one I've got a sub to. Then anyone even got a sub for me for them?
Who's that?
Oh, I do. I subbed him, but don't know how to do it.
Someone put his thing out.
Right. Have a good morning, Moon. You do much last night, yeah?
Oh, yeah, you know what, Jay? I've decided that I'm not going to watch YouTube after midnight anymore. I'm going to turn it off at midnight.